Hamp.
What's good, Klassi lady? What's good? What's good?
Welcome to the Strike a Match podcast. It's your girl, Klassi Lady.
It's your boy Hamp.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
What y'all got going on out there, man? What the day is? Tuesday? Well, it's Tuesday for us. I don't know what day y'all gonna see this.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all a quick story right fast, though. I bombed, y'all. I bombed.
Oh man.
So
Brownie
I caught myself
bomb.
making some brownies. And what had happened was I don't like the taste of black seed oil, but I know it's healthy for me and my family, right? So what I do, I call myself putting a little teaspoon
Just a little teaspoon.
just a little teaspoon in the brownie mix.
Not a lot.
And then when they came out, you can actually taste it, like the aftertaste of the black seed oil. So we got medicinal brownies. For real.
Yo, Klassi let me taste one of the brownies, y'all. I was like, they still taste good. I mean, it's good, but it's like brownies with some Dimetapp or Robitussin at the end of it. You know how that cough syrup be tasting, or that cold, really like that cold press. Cold press oils, that what it tastes like. So I was like, "Dude, you could have just put the cannabis oil in there if you was gonna do all that."
Could have just made some real brownies
with the real low THC.
Well, CBD with no THC.
But they got the full spectrum with a little bit that has like
Yeah,
the traces is so small like it ain't even nothing. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I bomb. My eye running.
You see, you thinking about that brownie? You thinking about them brownies? Got your eyes watering?
Got my eyes watering.
Oh, baby, you don't got to cry. We gonna eat the brownies.
It's okay. Petty, but no, it was hilarious. I was like, dang, they smell so good. I took a bite and was like,
and you had the pecans in them too. Man. I was ready to get up on them things, y'all.
Made perfectly. But you
I
know
was
what?
ready to smash.
It's good and healthy.
Yeah, we got healthy. But see, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let me help you out right there. You know what it is?
What?
Some things you just can't make healthy.
That part.
You just can't.
That part.
When certain things that I don't want no healthy cheesecake.
Right.
I don't want no healthy apple pie. I don't want no healthy peach cobbler. I don't want no healthy ice cream. There's some stuff that you're gonna have. I don't want no healthy brownies.
Right. Don't
give
me no fat-free, gluten-free, keto diet of nice, good fat food that is supposed to be sugary and.
Yeah, once you committed to say this is what we doing today, that's what you doing, and that's it. So just go dive all in. You should have maybe added some more fudge to the brownies or something instead of the black flaxseed oil or whatever it was.
That was my bad.
Put some cod liver oil in there too.
Right. When you know better, you do better. Now I know. Just leave the brownies alone. Let them be. Let them be.
Oh man.
But it happens.
You good.
You know, look, ladies, we overdo it sometimes. We trying to make sure everybody eating right, make sure the immune system right. We, you know what I'm saying, going out of town, like, you know what, I got to make sure everybody good.
Look here.
We ain't doing nothing extra but praying, fasting, and
the zinc, the vitamin C, the blackberry, the elderberry that you got up there. That's all we need. The brownies, let the brownies do what the brownies do. They make you happy. They make you smile.
That's it.
They make you feel good. That's all. That's all you need that for.
That's funny.
What we got going on today, though?
But today, though,
what we got going on? Shout out to all the listeners. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. Yo, it was cool. The other day I put up my phone, right? Mm-hmm. And I got Spotify.
Right.
And I was scrolling through my likes, and then I like all my like songs or whatever, and I seen the little Strike a Match podcast thing on the podcast thing on Spotify. I was like, ooh,
you saw the logo on the Spotify.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to find it right now.
Oh man, that's dope.
Now. While I'm doing this, go ahead, kick it to them, tell them what we talking about today.
Well, today we are talking about name calling. So we gonna get into the power of words and what is in a name.
It's not nice to be calling names.
Right. What is in the name? And then sometimes why do we like when somebody call us out our name, we end up taking ownership, trying to assume power back in the name, right?
Yeah.
And then we start literally having the personality trait of that name.
Yeah.
It's like you acting like the B word right now. You really acting like one.
Just because somebody call you the B word don't mean you gotta, especially if that's not you, why you acting like one.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And the same thing on the opposite end with like certain people getting called the N word. It's like now we supposed to be taking ownership of this name that was so oppressive, so disrespectful.
You talk about
but
being
it's like
being a slave to a word.
Yeah, we can call it to our people.
There it
and
is.
our
Y'all
brothers.
see it.
Look at it.
Y'all see it. Let me get all up on that. Stupid ring light. But y'all see the stripe. Y'all see the joint right there.
It's on them.
All right, I'm done.
But yeah, like we were saying, like with the N word, for instance, we take ownership of that name and we call it to our brothers and sisters. But then when somebody outside of our culture calls us the N word, it's like we in uproar. Yeah. But do you really want to be a ninja?
I mean, if you acting like a ninja, doesn't that make you a ninja?
No, that just means you adopted that name and you walking in the power of it.
So let's
all of its foolishness.
So let's walk it back. Let's walk it back. And I don't think we got no formal real Q&A for this one, whatever in-depth outline or nothing, but
yeah, it's gonna be more conversation.
All right, cool. So the first thing when you talk about that, what I think about is like what is the power in a name,
right?
And what is it that when you, not just like a personal name, like your name, whatever, Klassi or Hamp or whatever, your real name, what is it when you call somebody a name, like name calling, like, oh, he called me a name, she called me a name, they insulted me, called me out of my name, like what is even, how is there power behind that? Is there power behind that? Do we believe that there is power behind calling somebody a name?
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that there's power in the name. The word even tells us that, like he changed Abram to Abraham. He changed Jacob to Israel. So we know the power in the name and whether or not that can be speaking life into a person or you can be cursing that person. So it's almost like you giving somebody a name, you calling them out of their name.
Yeah.
It's almost like you projecting all of the stereotypes of that name onto them. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not just calling you the B word. I'm calling you this reckless, four-legged dog, this person that can't control itself.
This person with a nasty attitude, this vindictive person, spiteful, mean-spirited.
Yeah. It's like a character trait.
So pause.
In the name.
Pause. Let's pause right there. So pause. So right there.
Yeah.
When you call somebody, and we just that's what you want, so let's stick with that. When you call somebody the B word, you said, are you projecting?
Yeah.
I'm projecting all of those spirits, all of those thoughts, all of that energy onto you of being mean-spirited, spiteful, vindictive, ugly, hateful, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the part right there that I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part right there where it's like that word is a container.
Exactly.
And it's a container for all of those things that you just mentioned, right? For that word.
Right.
That define that word. And when I project or throw that word onto you, I'm throwing all that dirt onto you too. Mm-hmm. I'm throwing all of that energy back on you. Mm-hmm. I'm throwing that spirit on you.
Right.
And that is why, even if that's not who you are,
that's who you start acting
you will start acting like it.
Yeah.
Cause it's almost like I'm throwing a net on you.
Yeah. Like you declaring something over a person. You know how people always talk about affirmations?
Yeah.
You affirming that I'm the B word. So now unconsciously and unknowingly, here I am acting nasty, bitter, spiteful, envious toward other people.
just
trifling,
hateful, trifling.
Yeah, because I know. I mean, let's be real. In the circle amongst women, they call each other the B word like it's sister. Like what up?
Like how we do what's up my end. Like,
right.
What's up my ninja. We did that. That's like the B word is like the N word for y'all.
Yeah.
You know
And
it
has a certain tone to it. So you try to glorify it and make it something cool,
Mm-hmm.
make it something down to earth, make it relatable or relevant to a person. And it's like, well, technically you shouldn't be calling your sister that anyway, because how can you say this your girl, this your homie, you love her, but yet and still she's the B word.
Yeah.
Nothing about that word is nice, good, cool. You know what I'm saying? Something that
nothing
you should
about
be
there's
called,
nothing
especially if that same exact word can be spoken to you from a man, and you ready to go in. But that's because you know the value and the power of that name. So why would you accept it from your girls, and then when a dude call you that, it's supposed to be something totally different? It's the same word.
It's the same word, and that's why it's like we like to operate in this space of like a gray area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
lukewarm,
and it's like some stuff it do have to be fully to the left or fully to the right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Some stuff is just so it's like with that, for example, we try to you try to like look at the B word as a word, like, okay, if one of my sisters called me this,
right,
and we say it a certain way or whatever, it's cool, it's all good.
Yeah.
But then if a man called me and I know it might be in the midst of an argument or a fight, a name calling, and now I'm ready to go 10.
Exactly.
But it's like really you playing a dangerous game there. You playing both sides.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like really it's just you either gotta. This is one of them things, and I think this might. I've heard this conversation come up recently too with Ninja too or whatever, where it's like it's either one of them words where either we gonna let it go all together,
right,
or we just gonna accept it all together too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we always like to try to operate in this gray area.
Yeah.
And really, you got one foot in the world and another foot in trying to be self-righteous about a word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like don't call me that. That ain't my name. Don't disrespect me. But okay, if it's disrespectful for somebody to call you that name, but it's okay for this person to call you that name, like you said, it's
what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's unbalanced scales.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbalanced scales. That's being double-minded.
Being double,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That is being double-minded. That's what it means to.
Exactly.
That's what it means to be okay with something, but you're not okay with it. You know, but you don't know. You cool with it, but you ain't cool with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That double-mindedness in the person will have you on one end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You going off. You going crazy, you acting like the B word because that's your response to the person that called you that you ain't cool with. And then when somebody else call you that, you like the Sour Patch Kids, you sweet, you good.
You all good now. It's like
yeah,
you done calm down or whatever.
Yeah.
And I want you to think about that for a minute. Like think about the insanity of that for just a moment.
Yeah.
Like
I've been there before.
Think about the insanity. Like somebody calls you the B word.
Yeah.
In the middle of a fight or argument.
Mm-hmm.
You raising Cain, cussing them out.
Yep.
Slashing tires, breaking windows, throwing bowls, etc., etc.
Going in.
You get in the car. One of your girls calls you that same word, and it's just like nothing.
Right. Like, dang, B, you just did that. You slashed them tires. You went in. I bet he won't call you that again. And I'm over there dapping you up to my
that's my B.
That's like what?
So it's
which one is it gonna be?
Yeah.
Which one is it gonna be?
Yeah.
Choose today. Who
I remember
when
I went to the I think that was the 20th anniversary of the Justice of Elks March. And one of the things Farrakhan was saying as far as him like giving out recommendations of different things that people could do, one of the things he said was he was like, first off, he was talking about us as the men.
Okay.
How many men use that word like disrespect our queens and disrespect our women or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying, he was touching on what you was touching on too. And basically what he was saying was that's just a word we need to get out of our mouth altogether.
Real talk.
Like that's just a word that we need to get out of our mouth like altogether.
I agree.
Just period. We just need to We just need to get rid of that word. We need to. You talk about. I know cancel culture is like a big thing right now, or whatever, right? Like canceling that. We just need to cancel that word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not. It's. Words are supposed to be tools.
Exactly.
Just like a carpenter has a wrench and a hammer. A computer programmer has a laptop and a coding software thing.
Yeah.
A cook has a stove and a rolling pin and a cutting board.
Yeah.
Words are tools that we use every day to get a job done.
Exactly.
That's all a word is. It's a tool.
Yeah. To form an expression.
And you use a tool to get a job done, supposedly to a beneficial end, right?
Yeah.
What that word as a tool, what job is that getting done for us that's benefiting us?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Repeat that again. You say, what job is that word doing?
What job, if we look at words as tools, what job is the B word helping us get accomplished? That is to the benefit of our women and to our benefit as men, and learning, to be more respectful and treating our women with dignity and like the queens that they are, and not abusing, not even using that word. Like, that word should just be something that you should have, like that literally is one of them words that you gotta wash out of your mind and wash out your heart, like for real.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen everything that you're saying. I've seen women sit around and call each other that word, and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I've seen somebody get called that word, and the next minute, 911, we have an emergency. So it's like,
exactly.
I don't really see how that word is doing anything, especially with something that I see happening a lot now, and I be on the fence about it sometimes, if I'm honest.
Okay.
You know, when we talk about what you calling somebody, and that word being a container for feelings, attitudes, energy, that words come with it. Something that we do a lot now too. What up, king? What up, queen?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we trying to get away from the negative words.
We're trying to get away from two of the major negative words right here.
Yeah.
The B word and ninja. We trying to get away from them. We trying to get away from them words, but then we still kind of in the middle of I don't really want to get away from it, but
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it hit different. That's the only thing about it.
What do you mean it hit different?
The B word and the N word in certain contexts, it hit a little different.
Like in a good feeling way?
In a good feeling way, even though it's not a good word.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you like what my dilemma was and what actually got me to stop saying the word. It was like when I say it with a certain tone, you know what I mean, as if that's getting my point across. Yeah. But like you said, because it wasn't benefiting the person or the conversation I was having with them, I wasn't really getting my point across. Yeah. Almost like how how people always be like, you feel me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have to say those words behind it, it becomes almost like repetition. It's just something to say now. It's fillers. Yeah. Yeah. It's a filler. So now it's filling the gap of something that I really should be expressing in a totally different way to get my point across. Yeah. So
and you know what you say, you saying that kind of made me think maybe, so just like anything else, maybe it's one of the things we're not gonna be able to go cold turkey from.
But you can detox from it slowly.
Can we go cold turkey from them two words?
You can detox from it slowly.
I don't know, man.
You can detox from it slowly. Like it may not be cold turkey, but it's like, you know how they do with some addicts, they gotta put you on meth just to wean you off the cold, you know what I'm saying? Like, but on some for real, you gotta wean it down. So
what's the substitute word for B? Give me a word.
Homie, bruh, man.
No. I mean when you mad at somebody and you want to, like,
this dude, like when you mad at somebody, let me tell you what this dude did. All right. Buddy had the nerve to. Okay. This Joe, let me tell you.
Joe, yo.
Joe, like,
yo, all my Chicagoans.
Shot town, where you at? Let me see you in the comment section.
Yo, your brother.
You know when you describing someone, you having a good conversation, it's somebody that you don't know or somebody just tried to confront you. Joe, like,
your brother was saying Joe so much, I thought somebody in the car name was Joe. I thought somebody in the car name was Joe. I was like, is that Joe? Is that Joe right there?
Shout out to Big Bro. But for real, when you trying to switch it up, you can find another substitute word that is not as derogatory and disrespectful.
Yeah, you can. You
can find another word that's not derogatory and disrespectful. And also in that same breath, I think you should also find ways to not to let nobody get you that upset anyway. Once you start to learn self-control and certain things that a person do is not affecting you the way that it used to, that also helps the situation, because they ain't got to call you out your name to make a point. You just showed me who you was.
Yeah.
I can call you your government name, and that's just as nasty.
It's like something I hear you said sometimes, like only dogs get mad.
Only dogs get mad.
You know what I'm saying?
You angry and you going in and you doing all this. Slow down. Yeah. Slow down, big homie. This ain't that.
This ain't that. But that require. I agree with you 100%, but that requires a lot of self-control.
Yeah, and that's the whole goal.
That requires a lot of being able to rule over your spirit. Rule over
your own spirit, absolutely.
And it's like what I was gonna say, in which I agree. Yeah, you throw them words out there, whatever, dude, Joe.
Yeah.
If you from Sumter, Bo.
Yeah.
Whatever, but. What I was gonna say was, and this is gonna sound terrible, but I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw it out there.
What?
We know what we mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think about Chris Rock, for example. I remember Chris Rock had a stand up and he was like, it's black people and it's ends, ninjas.
Right.
He's like, I love black people.
Yeah,
but I hate ninjas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know
the distinction he was making.
You know the distinction he was making. I ain't got to explain it. Right. I ain't got to break it down.
Right.
I might have to break it down for one of my white brothers and sisters or something like that. But for all of us, we know what that means.
Exactly.
When somebody is like, let me tell you what this ninja did.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Or them ninjas down the street or whatever, right?
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
You know the behavior, the characteristic, the pattern, how they moving. Ninja stuff. You know what it is.
But that's my whole point of saying it's the stereotype.
So what I'm saying is, maybe as we wean ourselves off of the words, you reserve the word to describe the people who are exhibiting ninja behavior. And you reserve the word to describe the people. I don't even say I say witch.
Yeah,
I say witch because it's like I see it as a witchcraft thing. It's more than that. Yeah. It's a spirit thing. We use that word because there is some people that's doing that is
that
exhibiting that behavior.
Yeah, that sorcery.
And sometimes, like I said, this might not be the most constructive advice I'll give on this show, but sometimes a word being a tool, it's like. That's kind of like what they're doing. Like it's the first word that pops up into my mind because it's the most accurate word to describe what I'm seeing right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but we shouldn't just use the word so casually and laissez-faire as we do sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, cause that's the I don't know. Like I said, especially when I think and go back to how we and like I said, even I be on the fence about that sometimes with the kings and queens.
Yeah.
If we gonna be kings and queens, then let's be kings and queens.
Yeah.
Let's not be ninjas and bees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It has to be one or the other.
And hopefully with doing so, when you call somebody a king or a queen, that's a different character trait. That's a different level, like you said, dignity and honor. So hopefully, how Yo Gotti always say, respect is something that you earn. So hopefully with me calling you that, you now want to live up to that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the N word. You don't want to be the B word. So maybe, just maybe, if I holler at you and I call you a queen, then hopefully then those are the character traits that you start walking in. That's who you truly start becoming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you represent as a person. Because more than anything else, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Like you said, with the witch, something like that is you identifying the behavior that a person is portraying and calling it exactly what it is.
I'm calling what I see.
You calling it what you see.
I'm telling you what I see.
Yeah. So I will hope that if I'm identifying some dude out there and he ain't got it all together, I still call him a king, and now you want to move a little different, want to get himself together. Now you rocking purple labels.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, and see, I can rock with that. Like if we talking about on a dignity and kind of honor and respect type vibe.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the same thing. I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't know too much about it. But like, you know, it ain't that kind of like how the 5%ers do when they be like, yo, what's up? They call each other God.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like Charlemagne the God. Like they call each other God. That's supposed to be like, I'm speaking to a
the
higher,
God in you.
the God in you. You know what I'm saying? And by
Yeah.
me speaking to that, saying I see the God in you, I'm calling you a God, lowercase g or whatever. That's supposed to be like, you know, supposed to pull up some respect, that dignity and that honor spirit that's in you. You know what I'm saying?
It's that priesthood living. It's that you know, different morale. You move differently. You talk differently. You know what I'm saying? I can honor you regardless of what you're doing and how I feel about you. Because one thing that I know is respect is something that you do earn, but honor is a commandment. See, that's a duty. You know what I'm saying? That's different.
Honor come with a responsibility.
Honor comes with the responsibility that hit a little different because people are gonna remember less of what you say and more of how you treated them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm out here name calling and I'm saying something that is indignant, you know what I'm saying, to you, then it makes me, the person who's saying the word, look just as bad, look just as ugly, look just as disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? In all honesty, because that's what, more than anything else, people always say it's the poison and toxic that come out of your mouth that defiles you.
Yeah, that's what Christ said.
Yeah, not necessarily the person you projecting it on. So even if they are acting out of character, then you just call them out on that, but you don't have to disrespect them to get your point across. Yeah,
and that whole thing we say about, you know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. That's a lie. You know, that's not true.
Exactly.
I've seen some of the toughest, quote unquote, whatever, toughest people that act like they so nonchalant and nothing fazed them.
Right.
You get the right word, I've seen them act out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but you know.
Yeah.
We should basically be looking at like what words can we say and what can we call each other to be the tools that's using to like help lift us up in a positive way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, I would be a hypocrite, or lying to you if I sat here and was like, that's not a word that I use. A lot of my friends use.
Yeah.
And people I know use, and it's like you know what I'm saying? I see.
You growing in it daily.
Yeah, growing in it daily. You know what I'm saying? But I can definitely say the same way I'm saying for the B word. I do definitely feel like the most positive outcome that we could get to is where we just cancel that altogether. You know what I'm saying?
Eventually come to a place where we can just cancel it together.
We cancel that word altogether. And even before we go to, I saw you looking at your phone. Before we'll go to the next, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, one of the reasons going off the B word and talking about calling somebody else your name and being slave to the word and all that, the N word, and I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop this gem and leave it there.
Go on, strike a match.
You know why that word really, like when it comes from somebody outside of our group, and somebody else calls you that word, and this is just my opinion, and from what I see and what I believe. When that word makes people so angry and so upset to where they lose it.
Right.
Because first of all, what's the definition of an Nigger? What's the definition? What is that?
The Urban Dictionary or the real?
I don't know, the Webster's Dictionary. When a racist suspect call somebody that word, what does it mean to you? We don't know, do we? We don't really know. We just know it pisses us off. That's all we know. I'm gonna tell you what that word really means to us when we hear it. And we know it, but we don't know it. What it really means is it's a reminder that I'm on top and you on the bottom.
Yeah.
I won and you lost.
Yeah.
You are a captive. I'm the conqueror, you're the captive. Capture. Nobody ever says it. That's not in your Urban Dictionary. That's not in your Webster's. But when somebody says that word, why it takes us through the roof, there's something in in your spirit, in your heart, that's it's like a reminder, like they won, I lost.
Right.
They the conqueror, I'm the captured. They on top, I'm the bottom.
Right.
And that's why it sends you through the roof, cause like, dang, you ain't had to remind me.
Right.
Cause other than that, we don't really know what the word means. We don't really know. We can get into Negro land and talk about the Niagara and all. We can go back. We can go back to all of that.
Exactly. But
really, when in this country,
right, what it means.
That's what it means.
Right. It's a derogatory term.
It's like I'm over you thing.
Yeah.
So
it's
as
a
you
reminder
and you can't
of your inferiority.
And this is why I say that. If you know that is the case,
right.
Like, not that they are literally over top of you or better than you or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But if you know what the word means, then you can have power over it. You see what I'm saying? To where you can control your reaction in a different way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people say and do stuff, and we just don't even know why we do it. We just do it because that's what we're supposed to do. Exactly. Somebody call me that word, I'm supposed to pop off, punch them in the mouth, boom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now I've somehow,
so
done
now
something.
Now
I feel
has
better.
A reaction connected to it.
Yeah, but like, if you're not a slave to that word, well, what is it? What is that? What is that word, sir, ma'am? What does that word mean? Y'all need to get into Neely Fuller Jr. for real. I know I keep throwing his name a lot out there, but y'all really need to get into him and understand understand the wisdom, understand words. Like, words are tools.
Yeah.
They make up words all of the time, just like we can make up words. Just like we can make up if we don't like, after we drop bees and ninjas, we can make up a word to call each other.
Yeah.
That if kings and queens ain't getting it done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. We can think of something else to call each other that's like, all right, that ain't cool. Let's think of something else. Yeah. And adopt that word. That's what hip hop was all about. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can can definitely pick up another word, or you use a slang term.
Make up a word
to define something. The Urban Dictionary.
I make up stuff all the time.
Listen, Urban Dictionary is beyond from different terms that we done came out with. People trademark and lit and all types of stuff.
I just made something up.
So yeah, that's very true. But I also think though, when you talk about the power in the name and being using it in the right context, sometimes what we also have to consider too is that what power are you walking in? You know what I'm saying?
You mean when you say what power are you walking in? You mean like how much power I got as far as my money, as far as the people, my connections, the people I know?
No, I mean the power of knowing self.
Okay.
See, there's a different level of power and restraint you can have with knowing who you are individually.
Okay.
Because that ultimately is going to determine how you respond to the words anyway that people say to you. So if I'm going to, like we were saying before, project this word upon you, are you going to walk in the power of this word, or are you going to walk in the power of who you know you are and move differently?
Yeah.
Because sometimes what we do is we stoop down, come off our little pedestal, and start walking in the power of whatever word somebody then called us. Not even acting like our true selves. So like, for instance, you get into it with somebody and they call you the N-word. Mm-hmm. What you do in response to that is going to determine, like, okay, are you walking in the power of who Hamp is, or are you walking in the power of this
who they say I am?
Who they say I am?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You giving
but
them,
that's why
you giving them full control and reign to determine who you are in that moment. So you're gonna be like, dang, you know what? I'm an N-word. I'm gonna act like an N-word. I'm gonna beat your like an N-word. You know what I'm saying? Then you start going into it like that word is like almost putting on the cape, like you getting dressed.
That word is. I'm looking in the camera as I say this for a reason. That word is a spell. Yeah, that word is putting on a spell. I was watching something the other day, and it was basically saying, it said something like, the shortest spell known to mankind is a name.
A name. Yeah, it's
a short spell. That's why and we do this a lot where we be describing exactly what is happening. That's why I went back to, like, okay, pause. You projecting these things out and all of these things on you, but you can't see them.
Exactly.
Like, you can't see attitude, mean, spiteful,
Right.
vindictive,
Right.
loser, whatever that is entangled in that word. But when I threw it out to you,
Yep.
it's on you.
Yep.
It's on you.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, like you said, if you are walking in the knowledge of yourself,
Yeah.
and the maturity of yourself, and for me, I mean, I believe, I don't know if you can't do that if you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have a foundation about yourself, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Which I feel like a lot of us don't.
Yeah.
Really.
Which is part of the problem.
Which is part of the problem.
Which
Which
is
is why we're slaves to words.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is why we fly off the hinges so easily to a word.
Yeah.
Or somebody calling us a name. And we know, you know what I mean? It's like this. It would be like somebody coming at me about something that I know ain't true. Right?
Uh-huh.
That, you know, I'm known for taking money from my boys or something like that.
Right.
I'm known for going in people's pockets and stuff or something like that, and not being bad business. I know that's not true, right? Mm-hmm. And you come at me about that and say something that's a name associated with that, and I just fly off the hinge. I'm gonna look at you like you a joke. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna look at you like a joke. If it's messing up my business, I'm gonna hit you with some slander type legal pursuit thing, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. Like, get out my face. That's not true. So, but because I am what you talking about. I do know myself. Yeah. And I am rooted in myself or whatever, and I know who I am. Yeah. And so, you know, I guess like to answer your question, like it shouldn't. It shouldn't let you be a slave like that. It shouldn't just move you that way.
It's very important to be able to identify and understand that, because I'm telling you, like you said, it's a lot of us out here that don't know who we are. So the minute somebody say a word to us, we get dressed in it, we start walking in it, and we negate the fact that, okay, I can choose to move differently. I can choose to be who I am truly. I don't have to respond to this that way. But if you don't know who you are, then you don't know what power to walk in. You're just gonna accept the name.
So let's walk it back. Let's walk it back again. I like where you're going with this, but I want to walk it back. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna use you as an example, Klassi, on this. Right?
You ain't gonna use me.
I'm gonna use you as an example on this, right? Uh-huh. So let's walk it back. If you know who you are and you walking in the power of who you are, and somebody puts a name out there towards you that you know is not what you stand for, who you are, what you represent. Yeah. What is it about you and you knowing who you are? What is it about you that it makes it enables you to, you know, not take it there, not go through the roof, not lose your cool?
Yeah. Well, part of it is that I am equipped with the fruit of the Spirit. See, I know whose I am, so I know who I am. And I don't mean to just take it here, but it's necessary.
Oh no, we're gonna take it. I want you to take it there. This is exactly why I asked you this.
In order to help my sisters and brothers understand how they too can get to this point. Yeah. But because I know whose I am, I then know who I am. So, in contrary to what this person may have called me or said about me, I know that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I know that I am the apple of his eye. I know that I am filled with gentleness, kindness, compassion, love, strength, power, and I have dominion in the earth. See, because I understand all of those things, it is easier for me to be like, oh, that's slander. Oh, that's gossip. Oh, that's defamation of character. Oh, they tried to do the same thing to my brother. Yahshua, he already put that on the cross. Hey. I'm good. Why would I have to crucify him again for something that's already been done? Forgive her, Father, for she not know who I am, but I do.
Go ahead, pass the collection plate round. You know, we gonna take up the building fund right quick for the Striker Match podcast. We need a new car.
So silly.
Yo, I'm so glad you said that, and that's exactly why I asked you, because it's like, I wanted the listeners to hear that and the viewers to see that, because it's like what I feel like what ends up happening a lot of time is, you know, the truth be told, you can have knowledge of self,
Right.
But if we those of us as believers who know our word, we know that it is the Spirit. It's Holy Spirit that gives us that power to be like, I want to go in on you, bruh.
Right.
And I will do it. And you don't want this problem.
Yeah.
But nah, I ain't got to call all my dogs out to fight every battle for me.
Exactly.
I know who I am. I know where I come from.
Exactly.
I know the battles that I done fought. I know you don't want this problem.
Yeah.
I know ain't nothing soft or weak about me. I know. And a lot of that validation that I know, it don't come from social media. It don't come from man. It don't, tell you the truth, it don't come from my family.
Exactly.
It comes from the Most High.
Exactly.
It comes from the Holy Spirit, straight up and down.
Yeah.
And it comes from the Spirit of Christ. And so it's like, if I, without those things, I can't just sit here and say that I will be able to do what I'm telling y'all you should do. So I can't sit here and tell nobody else to do it. I can't sit here and say that you, of your human self, with your human limitations and your human shortcomings, you can't do it. You cannot do it. I don't do it. Klassi just told you she don't do it on her own.
Yeah.
But there is something that's inside of you as a believer that enables you, the fruits of the Spirit, to move that way. Exactly. And that's the only way really you can do it. Like I mean that's the only way I've seen anybody be able to do it.
Yeah.
Everything else I see is just,
it's temperament.
I can look and tell, like, they operating in and of themselves. Anytime you operating in and of yourself, especially a lot of times I like to say this and other people say this too, is like, especially when you understand that you are a spirit with a body and not a body with a spirit.
That part. And
you understand the spiritual and the human side of this life, of this walk, this journey that we on. If you just operating in your
flesh,
human carnal nature and understanding and wisdom and thinking that you can do these things that we saying, and somebody who you ready to go in on, who probably deserve for you to go in on them, done called you out your name, you know that ain't your name, but you know what, I'm gonna show you one today. Yeah. You want to see one today? I'm going to show you one today. You want to see a ninja today? I'm going to show you a ninja. You want to see a bee today? I'm going to show you a bee.
Yeah.
But that you, in and of your human self, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You cannot do it. Not us. Yeah. Maybe there's some other people out there that can do it, but not us. Because we got that fire, y'all. Right. We got y'all know, we got that fire.
Right.
We got that fire.
And especially when you know that is the nature of your man.
Yeah.
I know my flesh. I know myself. So I know me being who I am, if I operate just within my own understanding and willpower, I'm going to go in because that's what I used to do. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? People don't understand that sometimes they can just quick, fast, in a hurry. Had you snatch back into who you used to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's real fast.
That's easy for me to go back to who I used to be.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, because I have taken off the old man to put on the new, I am transformed and renewed in my mind and spirit. I now move differently, so I'm going to respond differently.
Yeah.
But that's because I know I have help. I have an advocate. I have an aid that stands within me, that dwells inside of me, and that gives me the ability to respond to you the way that I'm supposed to, instead of how I want to.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. How you want to respond.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, how you want to respond and responding in that anger is you satisfying the desires of your flesh.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Because
it
feels
good.
Audience, it feels good. When you cussing somebody out, feel good. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead. Y'all know it do.
You know it feels good.
When somebody call you out your name and you know that's not who you are, and then you go in and telling them off or putting hands on them or whatever you did. We all done did it. It felt good.
Yeah.
It felt good. Walking in that anger, moving in that anger, it felt good. But it's like, that's what you want to do. But see, the word call us to not move in the flesh, but to operate in the spirit.
Exactly.
And not satisfy the desires of the flesh. So it's like you said, in that moment, you have an advocate. Mm-hmm. You have a way out.
Exactly.
You have a way out. That's what the word say. He'll give you a way out. The temptation is go in.
Yeah. Resist,
you got the little red. You got the angel right there and then right there. Go in. Go in. No, you ain't got to go in. Just walk. You see that door over there? Just walk out the door.
Yeah.
Angel that. Go in. Go in. you have that advocate that is the best way I can describe it to you, and you may not never think about it this way, but this is how I've come to think about it. You have that advocate that's giving you a supernatural divine ability that the person across you saying don't even have.
Yeah.
They don't even have it.
Yeah.
Because if they had it, you wouldn't be seeing that. They don't have it. Mm-hmm. They don't have it, sis. They don't have it, bruh. You got it. You got it. Yeah. So you tap into that, pull that out, and that's that invisible super weapon right there.
Exactly.
To help you not.
Exactly.
To remember that's not your name.
Right.
That ain't your name. What you listening to that for?
Right. And that's exactly what happens though. That's exactly what happens. The Holy Spirit literally start talking to you. Yeah. ministering to your spirit, like, you know what? Almost like a best friend. Like, don't believe that. You know that ain't true. Don't even fall for it. She ain't even worth it. Like, that's what starts playing in my mind.
Yeah.
Legit. And I'm like, you know what? Oh, I'm good. Have a nice day, sweetie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
It really starts giving you that peace.
Yeah.
It really starts walking you back. Like, wait a minute, you know, it'll literally stuff your ears up the way you can't, like, you hear it, but it's like, you know how sometimes you can hear a word and it like travel all the way down to your heart. Or really, if you believe this, you may not, but like, I believe that you hear some things with your ears, but then some things you hear with your heart too.
Yeah.
Some words you can hear with your heart.
Yeah.
And it can send you off. It can take you to a place.
Yeah.
Some words you hear with your heart, it can take you to a dark place too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the Holy Spirit is able to take you to a place where when you hear certain words that you know that's not who you are, it's almost like there's just a shield around your heart.
Yeah. Breastplate of righteousness.
It's the breastplate of righteousness. Yeah. It's around your heart, and it's just like, it just kind of bounces off.
Yeah.
It's like that word ain't for me. That word is not me.
Right.
That's not who I am. I know who I am.
Right.
And I don't need anybody else to validate that for me, because I've already been validated. I've already been notarized. I've already been stamped.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like I say, I know when I asked you that question, you was like, hey, that's the only way to get through this is to take it there. Yeah. This is one of them things where it's that, and especially when you think about like just like you say, all of the emotions. And I know we keep going back to B and ninja or whatever, but there are plenty of other words.
There are plenty of words.
There are plenty of other words and names.
Yeah.
You know. Curse words,
yeah, real curse words,
real
calling each other,
curse words,
calling one another, disrespecting one another, trying to get a point across, and we MFers and we
MF for this,
and
you know,
this and we that, and it's just too much.
Yeah, it's too much. And it's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of dishonor. We wonder why we don't excel and get nowhere with stuff, whether it be with business or family or just progressing in life as individuals, right? All of that dishonor, man. All of that dishonoring that we do of each other. That's not moving. That's not walking in dignity. That's not walking in respect. Honor goes a long way, man. You know what I mean? I was watching a word the other day from Pastor Stephen Darby, and he was talking about like,
shout out to Darby Ministries.
Yeah, he was talking about he was talking about honor, basically, and how a lot of the things that have kept us going backwards and not moving forward is because we don't honor each other.
It's true.
You know, and talking about how the command about honor thy father and thy mother so that your days may be long.
Exactly.
So he's telling you right there that honor that you're showing your father and mother so that your days will be long.
Yeah.
When we honor one another, if I honor you, I'm not going to look at you, you know, and think, how can I deceive you?
Exactly.
How can I trick you? How can I get your woman? How can I get this? How can I play you? How can I scam you? What name can I call you to manipulate you? And what, you know what I mean? All these different things. Like when that honor goes a long way. And when you have that honor, which we just unfortunately don't have enough of that spirit of honor, it's there, but it's not as much as it needs to be. Yeah. But when you have that honor, I'm not going to call you out your name.
Exactly.
I'm going to call you your name. I'm not going to call you out of your name because I don't want to be called out of my name. I want to be called my name, what I am. You know what I'm saying? So the honor is a real big part of it. And like I said, it's hard to have this conversation, almost impossible in my opinion, without taking it there.
Yeah.
And if you gotta, if you if you don't want to take it there, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's definitely necessary, and I'm glad you mentioned that about honor too, because something about honoring a person's name is almost like you reverence and love the friendship and relationship that you have, even when they're not in your presence. And I think that is what's really, really important, because not all the time are you going to be around the people that you claim to honor and care about.
Right.
But it is behind their back,
right,
where you're able to display it,
right,
where you're able to show it. And sometimes being able to honor a person is simply calling them their name.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I was reading this study, and it was talking about how for men, that is one of their love languages, being called their name. And I know for women, sometimes we want to give 12 different nicknames, but it is something about a man that when he hears, when he hears his name, it just hits differently.
Yeah.
Because for a man, it says that it means that you recognize him.
Yeah.
That you are calling on him. That means that he's needed. A man wants to feel needed.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely prefer that, and I tell you that all the time. Like, you want to tug at my heartstring or get at me, calling me my name, my first name,
right?
It hits different than babe, baby, whatever, all the other nicknames. That's cool sometimes. When you call my name, it's like you say my name is something different.
It commands attention.
And it's like, and so, yeah, there's definitely power in the name, man. Yeah. There's power in the name, and let's also remember, one of the first things that they did when we got here, from the shores of West Africa, they stripped us of our name. Yeah, they made us change our name so we would forget our identity, and that we would forget who we are. Mm-hmm. And so that also just goes to show you right there, if that wasn't something, if a name is not important.
Right.
And if it's not a vital part of your identity, knowing who you are, like you was going back to, knowing who I am.
Yep.
Why would they do that? Exactly. Why would you change my name?
Exactly.
Yeah. Call me no Belshazzar. It's Daniel, fool. Yeah. What you talking about? But that's what they did. And so, in doing that, you forget your identity. You forget who you are, whose you are, what help you have. Yeah. Understanding that there's more help around you than they can see, than you even know. More help inside of you, more help. And so, but that's just really important. So yeah, we gotta start calling each other by our proper names.
Yeah. So let's just get back to that.
Yeah.
As simply put, I like the way you just ended that. So let's get back to calling each other our names instead of name calling. That's one way to get back on track.
Let's call each other our proper names instead of name calling.
That part. This your girl, Klassi Lady.
It's your boy Hamp.
Love you guys. Peace.
We out.